From today onwards, we will be discussing the next unit, that the third one, the design of flat slabs. You might have designed up till now the regular traditional RCC frame structures with flexural members in between, known as beams. So the beams are having quite a large depth. That is why they behave quite well in flexure, and all the load is being transferred through that flexure only. That is the moment. If it is a simply supported beam, the maximum moment WL square by 8. If it is a continuous beam, then we use different coefficients with WL square by 16, WL square by 12, WL square by 10. It goes on reducing as we go far away from the extreme outermost column. In that case also, the load is being transferred primarily due to the flexure. That is the moment coming onto the beams from slab to beam, from beam to column, and from column to foundation. But the behavior of flat slabs, as you can see into this particular figure, as you can see here, that as you can see here, that this is the column part, and we have in between the slab portion, which is this portion in this direction. It is having very less thickness. It is quite possible that it may be having a thickness equal to 100 mm or 150 mm, similar to your traditional slab thickness which we use in RCC frame structures. So that is why the bending of this particular slab in flexure, bending of this slab in flexure is going to transfer the load whatever is coming onto the region. Let us say it is in this region, so it will take uh, half of the load from here to here. So this much portion is going to be covered, and this is going to be taken care of this load by this, and it is going to transfer it like this. This is how that this particular slab portion is going to transfer the load to the adjacent. It will try to transfer the superimposed load from the slab to the column portion. Now into the figure you can see we are having drops also. They are sometimes simply called as drops, or they are called as column head. This is the drop portion. and this is column head. Sometimes it is also called as column capital. So there are different names for this particular region. If you go to any other author of the book, if you go to any other research paper, you will find different names. But basically, there are two names which are most common is column head and column capital. Now, why I want you to tell this is I will delete all these and I will again explain you one thing that as you can see, the slab is having very less thickness. And whatever load is coming onto the slab, it is trying to, by the flexure of this slab, flexural deformation of this slab, it is trying to transfer the load to the drop and column head. Now, the basic difference between regular traditional frame system and flat slab is that in flat slab, the load is transferred by moment and shear both. Whereas in regular RCC frame structures, the load is transferred through moment only. There is no dominance of shear in RCC frame structures. We check the reinforced cement concrete systems for Tau C max that whether the beam is safe in shear or not, and we design whatever shear force is coming, we design the shear reinforcement for that. But we never presume that this particular beam is going to fail in shear, in combined flexure and shear, and we don't critically think like that. But here into the design procedure, we take moment and shear both into consideration because the load is transferred in flat slabs through moment and shear both. That is why the reason being that is because you can see it is the flexural stiffness, that is a flexural rigidity. What is the formula for flexural rigidity?
EI.
EI. So you can see the flexural rigidity in this case is very less because it is a slab of a lesser thickness. It is not a beam of 400 or 500 mm. So that is why the shear has to come into picture. इसीलिए हम ये ड्रॉप देते हैं, कॉलम हेड और कॉलम कैपिटल देते हैं, so that the load transfer mechanism becomes easily. That is one reason. And the second reason is that as you can see that the shear is dominant here. So the flat slab should not fail in punching shear. It should not fail in single or double punching shear. And that we are going to check here into the design also. So these are the basically two main reasons, or you can say the two main differences in the design of RCC frame structure and the flat slab. What is the first difference?
सर विदाउट बेम होता है फ्लैट स्लैब, पहला डिफरेंस था इसमें.
No, that is structural arrangement. But what is the reason to do it? Load
फ्लैट स्लैब
transfer
में सर जो
mechanism.
लोड होता है,
Load transfer mechanism in flat slab is using moment as well as shear. And the second one is that we are providing that this column head or column capital into the flat slabs due to the reason because the load transfer mechanism is dominantly being taken care of in shear also. So we have to check it for punching shear also. So these are the basically two main reasons. Other reasons are coming into the design process. As we see, they will be highlighted to you when we study the design procedures, that what is the difference between a regular traditional RCC frame system and flat slab design. So I have shared this particular book with you, and this particular total chapter is being my notes, the numerical which we are going to do. Everything has been done from this book only. Problem number I will tell you. You can easily see it. So please go through, start going through it from the day one, and you can ask my doubts from the numerical as we go on. Otherwise, it will be again difficult for you to cover up later on. So it is one more thing is there, that actually flat slab system is not suggested corresponding to lateral force resisting system. If you are located in zone 4 or zone 5, of earthquake regions, it is not suggested due to some incapable lateral load force resisting elements. Because in plane flexural rigidity of the members is very less, as we are using only slabs for EI, that is flexural rigidity. Whereas in traditional RCC frame system, we have got beams which are quite safe in plane flexural rigidity. But in zone 2 and zone 3, you can always use flat slab system with proper detailing and design. Noida region, Delhi, NCR, Gurgaon, these all come under very critical zones of earthquake. There are numerous buildings, flat slab IT buildings in that region, despite the fact that they are earthquake prone. They are not safe. They don't come under the category of zone 2 or zone 3. But the design is proper. There is a little bit conservative design. The tile detailing code has been used. 13920 has been used accurately. So that is why they have been able to execute this type of system in that region. So there are two methods of analysis of flat slab, that is a direct design method and equivalent frame method. Now we will see that what these methods are and where the difference lies. I have cited one research paper here given into the book. When you go through the book, in the references also, this particular research paper has been mentioned. You can download it and you can read it, that both the methods have been detailed, where the difference lies. This design has been covered in section 4 of Indian Standard 456 based on 1977 version. In both the methods, a typical panel is divided for the purpose of design into column strip and middle strip. This is another difference. As in RCC frame systems, हम क्या करते हैं, हम स्लैब को अलग से डिजाइन करते हैं एज पर बाउंड्री कंडीशन. हम स्लैब को अलग से डिजाइन करते हैं एज पर बाउंड्री कंडीशन. Am I right, students?
Yes, sir.
How many boundary conditions are there for the design of slab? Eight or nine? You don't know, please go for the answer, search it. That Anshu sir has asked, you please do, because I will again ask the same question. And if you will not be having the answer the next time, then I will thrash you. Now, my next part, then we individually design the beams. हम क्या करते हैं, हम स्लैब को अलग से डिजाइन करते हैं, फिर हम बीम को अलग से डिजाइन करते हैं, then we design columns separately, then we design the foundation separately. So let us not go to the substructure, let us talk about superstructure. हम यहाँ पे स्लैब और बीम को अलग अलग डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, बट इन फ्लैट स्लैब सिस्टम we divide the whole panel into column strip and middle strip. So we design them because there is no flexural members called as beam. A column strip is defined as a strip of slab having a width on each side of the column center line equal to 0.25 L2 but not greater than 0.25 L1. So दो अगर कॉलम की एक साइड जो स्पैन है वो L2 है और कॉलम के दूसरी साइड जो स्पैन है वो L1 है, so the panel width is according to this ratio. Here you can see that this is one direction. This is how we do the proportioning of the column strip and the middle strip in each direction. This is your column. It can simply be proportioned like that. That is, you can keep whatever span is there. Alex is the span. So it can be still simply 0.5 into the span. If your central span, so 0.5 को भी अगर आप half करोगे, अगर एक को ले तो 0.25 plus 0.25 आएगा. And similar is the case, यहाँ पर आप Alex by 4 कर रहे हो, that is 0.25. It is also coming out to be 0.25. So proportioning can be, again, the proportioning as per ACI, American Concrete Institute, as per ASTM, as per ASCE, as per Indian Standard 456, you will find the proportioning different as per different codes across the world, as per Eurocode. But the common, you will find there is not much of a difference. उसमें गैप कितना होगा? गैप थोड़ा बहुत होगा. यहाँ पे 0.25 है तो वहां 0.28 होगा या 0.3 होगा. इससे ज्यादा फर्क नहीं मिलेगा आपको बाकी सभी कोड्स में, बाकी सभी इंटरनेशनल कोड्स में, because Indian code is also derived from British code. Most of the things are drawn from British code. So as I have highlighted here, you may please go through these points I will share. Try to understand that how it has to be done. The middle strip is the design strip bounded on each of its opposite sides of the column strip. So it is very much evident from the figure itself that column strip is a strip which is between two columns, and the middle strip is a strip you can say in between two column strips. स्लैब का जो पैनल है ज्यादातर वो मिडिल स्ट्रिप में आएगा. जैसे हम अगर आपने अभी पढ़ा नहीं होगा, बीम का आपने टी बीम, जो ब्रिज में टी बीम होती है उसका डिजाइन पढ़ा आपने?
नो सर, डिजाइन नहीं पढ़ा.
हाँ, ब्रिज जो टी बीम ब्रिज होता है उसमें क्या होता है, आपका बहुत डीप गर्डर्स होते हैं 1 to 1.5 मीटर्स, और एक गर्डर से दूसरे गर्डर में जो डिफरेंस होता है वो भी अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1 मीटर से ज्यादा होता है. सो दैट बीम बिहेव्स लाइक अ टी बीम इन अ ब्रिज. सो इट इज, उसमें वो होता नहीं है एक्चुअली, लेकिन वो बिहेव ऐसे करता है कि इट इज अ टी बीम. सिमिलर टू दिस केस हियर ऑल्सो you have got the same kind of behavior, that this slab is behaving as a T beam. So your drop capital is behaving as a column end, और जो बीच का जो slab portion है, it is behaving as a T beam. So this is how proportioning is being done. A panel refers to the part of slab bounded on each of its four sides by the center line of a column or the center lines of adjacent spans. So this is the panel, that is, you can see from here to here, it will be called as panel. This is the direct design method, semi-empirical method as per clause 31.4.1 of Indian Standard 456, conditions necessary for direct design method. This is important, that what are the conditions which are going to be important for the, or you can say, you can keep it as conditions or you can keep it as assumptions, as you like. The first one is minimum 3 continuous spans in each direction. So there should be minimum 3 continuous spans in each direction for the direct design method to be applicable. The second one is panel should be rectangular. जैसे हम रेगुलर उसमें निकालते हैं ना आपके स्लैब के डिजाइन में, वन वे स्लैब और टू वे स्लैब कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं हम?
जो रेशियो निकलेगा L डिवाइड बाय D.
यस, LX बाय LY करते हैं दोनों डायरेक्शन का जो है. अगर वो 2 आता है तो क्या होता है? 2 से कम है तो क्या होता है?
2 स्लैब.
तो 2 से कम है तो सर
फिर 2 वे होगा.
अगर 2 से ज्यादा आता है तो क्या करते हैं?
2 से ज्यादा तो सर 1 वे होती है, 2 से कम है तो 2.
So the same is applicable here. It should not exceed 2.0 for the DDM to be applicable. And the third one is successive span lengths must not differ by more than 1/3 of the longer span. So which is the longest span, it should not vary. The continuous span should not vary more than 1/3 of the span. The clauses or the things which are not applicable as per Indian Standard Code, I have skipped those. They are applicable as per ACI, because the book which we are referring right now, which I have told you just now, is referring ACI also along with IS 456. So there are things which they have taken as a method from which is more suggestible, because this particular book is dominantly used in industry also. So whatever is shortcut, whatever is correct and shortcut is also being given apart from regular formula based design. Loads must be due to gravity loads alone, which are uniformly distributed over an entire panel. This is a very important point. And the design imposed loads must not exceed 3 times the dead load. So अगर जो भी आप लाइव लोड ले रहे हो, जैसे क्या होता है कि हम फ्लैट स्लैब बिल्डिंग मोस्टली कहाँ पे यूज करते हैं, अगर आपको पता हो तो?
सर मॉल्स वगैरह में?
नहीं, मॉल्स में नहीं, आईटी बिल्डिंग्स जो होती हैं, जो आपका कॉल सेंटर्स होते हैं, कॉल सेंटर्स में वर्किंग एरिया, वर्किंग स्पेस ज्यादा चाहिए होती है, तो वहां पर हम फ्लैट स्लैब बिल्डिंग यूज ज्यादा करते हैं, मतलब 100% इट इज, बिकॉज फॉर द स्मॉल क्यूबिकल ऑफिस स्पेसेस, larger offices, we require more carpet area. So that is why we use flat slabs there dominantly. So there वहां पर जो होता है कई बार लाइव लोड ज्यादा हो जाता है. So suppose it is a very big multinational company and you have got a heavy live load, so that is the condition applicable there. So it should not be more than 3 times the dead load. Then the sixth one, ACI code condition, if beams are used on column lines, the relative stiffness of the beams should be taken care of. But there are two things. अगर आप flat slab में beam use कर रहे हो और beam use नहीं कर रहे हो, that is also a case that if you are using beam, but we won't be doing it here. It is quite possible कि आप flat slab कर रहे हो और उसमें आपने एक small size की beam भी use करी है instead of using slab only. When lateral loads are considered, the DDM can be applied provided separate system to resist lateral loads. For example, shear walls are used. It is a very important point again. अगर आप lateral loads के लिए कंसिडर कर रहे हो, जैसे कि मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया नोएडा का, एनसीआर गुड़गांव का, दिल्ली का, वहां पे न्यूमरस फ्लैट स्लैब बिल्डिंग है, क्योंकि आपको पता है गुड़गांव में कितने कॉल सेंटर्स हैं, एंड मेनी ऑफ देम आर बीइंग डिजाइन्ड बाय मी। इसलिए मुझे पता है क्योंकि उसमें से बहुत सारी बिल्डिंग्स मेरी डिजाइन करी हुई हैं व्हेन आई वाज इन डिजाइन, फैक्ट सॉफ्टवेयर नोएडा, एंड देयर आर अदर्स आल्सो। लेकिन उसमें क्या होता है, वहां पे shear wall यूज की गई है। They have used shear walls along with your traditional column and beam frame system to resist the earthquake loads in lateral direction. So now you have got two-way action. You have got gravity load resistance system by flat slab, and you got a larger carpet area, and you have got shear wall system on the periphery of the building. एंड द shear wall, जो आपका लिफ्ट का कोर होता है, लिफ्ट का जो कोर होता है, अगर आपकी बिल्डिंग में 2 लिफ्ट प्रोवाइडेड हैं, तो जो लिफ्ट का कोर होता है वो कंप्लीटली 100% shear wall सिस्टम होता है, एंड इट टेक्स केयर ऑफ 50 to 60% ऑफ द लेटरल लोड। अगर आपका 10 से 15 स्टोरी बिल्डिंग है और आपका shear wall कोर नीचे से ऊपर तक रन कर रहा है एज अ लिफ्ट कोर, so it will take 50 to 60% of the load, lateral load, and rest 20 to 30% will be taken care by the shear walls provided onto the periphery of the building. और periphery पे भी आप corners पे shear wall रखते हो, like L shape. I will tell you that also someday. I will tell you someday when earthquake resistant configuration में आपको किसी दिन पढ़ाऊंगा, जब हमारा syllabus complete हो जाएगा. So this is how we take care of the gravity load and the lateral load system into the flat slab system. Now calculation. In DDM, bending moments are not computed. This is the main difference. अभी हमने क्या किया, हमने there are 3 domains of difference. पहला domain है कि transfer of the load. Second domain है the design steps. The third domain is this one, that is the calculation part. Because it does not come into the behavior. अब उसमें आप ट्रेडिशनल आरसीसी फ्रेम सिस्टम में क्या करते हो, WL²/8 निकालते हो अगर सिंपली सपोर्टेड है। WL²/8 किस पर बेस्ड है? It is based upon the UDL running. It is applied. L is the span. तो स्पैन चेंज हो गया तो L चेंज हो गया, आपका UDL चेंज डिपेंड करेगा, जो 875 या IS45 में से लोडिंग के पर यूनिट सरफेस पे लोड आएगा। मटेरियल है M20 है, M25 है, उसका लोड अलग है, सब फिनिश का लोड अलग है। So accordingly, what you do the calculations step by step. You calculate the loads, then you find out WL²/8 or WL²/12 or WL²/10 or WL²/16. But here there is a difference. In DDM, bending moments are not computed but nominally defined in the code as function of the column stiffness, span length, and design. So there are set equations and formulas. You have to put the values, because it is dominantly the dead load which is governing the design of the flat slab. Dead and live loads. There are no other loads. The absolute sum of the positive and average negative bending moments along the span due to the total load on the panel, known as the total static moment. It is more or less fixed. It is more or less fixed. That is why it is called as total static moment, M0. And this was the equation derived by Nichols in 1914. And it has been simplified as WLN/8. Although you can see here the basic formula still remains the same, WL2ln²/8. So it is although one and the same, WL²/8. But what is Ln? What is the capital W? They are more or less static. They depend upon certain stat formulas and equations. So I will not tell you W and DC because it is written here. Design load on the slab. Diameter of the column or column capital. अगर circular है तो diameter of the column capital हो जाएगा. Otherwise it is you can say the dimensions. W design load on area L2 Ln, L2 into Ln on both the directions. Whatever the design load is coming onto that area. Ln is clear span extending from face of the column capitals, brackets or walls. Time is over. Thank you, class.